Alright, so in my last showcase video, I showed a very unfinished origin wizard that is now a finished origin, as you can see here. So the first power is fragile. I tried to get these to show in the right order, but it didn't work. I don't know why. But yep, the first power is fragile. If I go into survival mode, you can see that I have half the health of a normal person. This isn't really a close range melee kind of origin. Next power is the magic magnet. You just gain 50% extra XP. Yep. Okay, now we get into the important stuff. Here we have the wand. This is very important. To use your spells, you need to use a wand, which is a stick, because wands are not in Minecraft. So it's a stick. But sticks don't deal much damage. And I wanted to have the origin have a little bit of close range melee PvP competence. I don't want it to be completely useless if your enemy gets up close and personal. So the way I got around that is I made it so that when you right click while holding any type of sword excluding golden sword, because I'm pretty sure it's just like the same values as wooden or stone or something. But if you right click with any sword, it's going to consume the sword and infuse your wand, your stick, with the sword's damage or something. So you right click, plays a little noise, and it consumes the sword. Now, when you're holding a stick, it deals damage equivalent to the sword that you consumed. So with a wooden sword, it's 4 damage. Also, as you can see, the way I had to do it means that crits are basically useless. So when playing this origin, I suggest just not doing crits. It's basically useless. And you can do that with every sword. So stone sword increases it to 5 damage, iron 6 damage, diamond 7 damage, up to netherite for 8 damage. This only affects sticks though, so you have to be holding a stick to do this. Okay, now we get into the really important stuff, the magic, the actual spells. That's what makes a wizard, right? So we have the spells, and this is an origin that is supposed to kind of upgrade as you play the game. So these spells are based off of advancements. You'll need to get different advancements for different spells. But you get one spell by default, which is the fireball spell. And as you can see down here on the bottom of my screen, right above my hotbar, we have the spell selection thing. It'll tell you what spell you have selected, and this bar it does the exact same thing. And then while you have a stick in your main hand, you need to be holding a stick. You can right click to cast your spell. That'll cast whatever spell you have selected. And then every spell will show its cooldown, and the cooldown is just going to disappear once it's done. So yeah, that's the fireball spell, which is the default. Okay, so I've given myself all the advancements, and I'm not going to say what advancements give which spells. So as you can see, right now, my fireball spell has been replaced. Oh, but first, to cycle spells, it is just G. Just press G. It'll cycle which spell you have equipped. And my fireball spell has been replaced with lava beam. This is a special upgrade. So it plays a little startup sound, and then it shoots the beam at people, and then it will do a bit of damage, and it'll set them on fire. It will deal 15 true damage. A lot of damage, especially for true damage. Yeah, it's not super easy to get, so it deals a lot of damage. But it is also kind of hard to hit on moving targets, so if you're in PvP, it's not going to be that big a deal unless your opponent is sitting completely still. So we've got this husk right here, and as you can see, when I shoot them, deals quite a bit of damage. Next spell we have is Fortify. This is a self spell. This is not an offensive spell. This is a defensive spell. When we cast it, we're going to get... We are going to get weakness and slowness too. But while we have this active, while this spell is active, you take 30% less damage. Anyways, moving on to the next spell, we have Wind Burst, which is another defensive spell. And when you use this spell, it's going to knock back every entity around you, as you can see. The next spell is the Lightning Strike spell. This one is very self-explanatory, very simple. You cast it, it gives you some particles, it reduces your speed, and after a second, everybody near you gets struck by lightning. The lightning itself, I don't know how much damage it deals, but it's lightning, it deals a bit of damage. And then, if your opponent is over 50% HP, they will take 10 true damage. Alright, the next spell, when you cast it, it will, let's turn on hitboxes, I don't know if it'll show, but when you cast it, no, it doesn't show. It spawns an armor stand. That armor stand will apply slowness to anyone in the radius, including you. Slowness 2. The next one is Haste. It is a utility spell. When you use it, it will give you speed 3 for like 15 seconds, and that's it. This one, the yellow sun thing down here, that one is Illuminate. When you cast Illuminate, it will, in a 50 block radius, give every entity glowing. The last spell, when you cast it, in a 20 block area of effect, it's going to apply weakness 1 and slowness 1 for 45 seconds. It's going to apply hunger 1 for 30 seconds. There's something else about this spell. When you cast it, not only does it apply all these bad things to everybody in a 20 block radius, but if you look directly at someone while you cast it, it's going to give them way worse stuff. But you have to be looking directly at someone to do this. And that's it for the active spells. Next we have the passive spells. And as you can see, I've shown it a bit here. We have water breathing, and we have luck. We also have a spell I don't have right now because it gets upgraded later. Whenever you attack someone, it has a 50% chance to apply poison 1, and then that upgrades to a 50% chance to apply wither 2 or 15 seconds. Anyways, that is the end of the wizard origin.